Alrighty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls 3. In the last episode, we found our way through Airthel Dungeon first, then made our way down to the Profane Capital. Got a little lost, but then rediscovered our way. God, what else did we do? We found Sigurd.
You are a saint.
And we freed him from his prison cell. And we also made new friends with a girl named Carla.
I am Carla, and I accept your proposal.
Who does some dark magics. She's the goth girl GF of Dark Souls 3. Anyways, in today's episode, we're going to pick back up from where we left off, head back to the Profane Capital, and see what's waiting for us at the end. Spoiler alert, it's an epic boss fight. Alrighty, let's go! Travel on. Oh yeah, and we also saved Rosaria from Ringfinger Leonhard. Dead! Yes! Dead. Because he was being a total creep. If you're wondering where you buy the rest of his set, because when we killed him, he only dropped his mask. The rest of his set should be with the Shrine Maiden here. Let's see. No. Not the Eastern set. Not Elite Knight. No. Huh. Is it? Ah, here it is. Leonhard's garb, gauntlets, trousers. Not very good in terms of stats, but they do look really cool, and I like wearing them when I'm playing Dex build. Because Dex build, I'm focusing on dodging anyways, so I like the look. Anyways, let us go back to the Profane Capital. Fire orb. And here we are, back at the Profane Capital. Hello, Lettersmith Gilligan. Tragically dead. So sad. Anyways, start things off by heading down this ladder, which I imagine Lettersmith Gilligan is the one who set this up, so thanks, buddy, for your final act of generosity in setting up your ladders. And yeah. Go ahead and go. Oh, and I remembered the proper name for that one area of Dark Souls 2 that this entire cave reminds me of. Things Betwixt. That's the proper name for that area. Which, honestly, looking around even more and stuff, I don't think this is Things Betwixt, really, because, like, there's no water or anything, and also this is just underground. There's no implications of it being between realms or anything, so I don't know. It's just that crack to let the sunlight in. That is just so similar, so I can't help but think of it. And who is launching fire? Ow! Oh, right. It's the long-range witches. God, those ladies, they can shoot from far away. But too bad. I will not be taken. Oh god. Wrong button. Only Slayer Great Arrow. And I'm not fighting you on a bridge, good sir, so come over this way. Haha, get damaged by the flames. Smack. Smack. Ow. Ow. Smack. Ended. There we go. Yay. Ow! That was just a shot straight to the... Oh, it's not even the witches, it's the profane flame itself. What an ass. Pillage remains. Blood soul of a weary warrior. Alrighty. Now here we have something quite disturbing. Lots and lots of discarded, like, gold and silver, whatnot, plates and goblets and everything, and also burnt corpses. Just lots of them, all over the place. It's very grim. And these ladies decide, hey, this would make a wicked hangout spot. Now, thankfully, despite the fact that these ladies look like jailers, they don't have the health decreasing ability of jailers, so infinitely less scary. Even though they do take more hits. But that's fine. Way easier to manage. They can do quite a lot of damage, though, with their flamethrowers, though, so be careful about that. Ow! You smacked me quite hard, sir. Blocking with stone wing. Effective. But futile! Death comes for you anyways. Yeah, just look at this. There's so much silver and gold here. This looks like a treasure hunter's dream. But then there's also just burnt bodies everywhere. It's just like, ugh. Ugh. It's so just grim. Like, look at this. They're all, like, reaching up, too. So it's not even like these are dead bodies that they tried to burn en masse or anything. Nah, these people were alive when they got torched. That's even more disturbing. So, yeah. Profane flame! Die! Remove the servants of the blasphemous fire. Death. 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 Righto. So, if you'll remember when we fought Sullivan, or actually, I even have his sword right here. Long ago, when Sullivan was yet a young sorcerer, he discovered the profane capital and an unfading flame below, a distant tundra of Irithyll, and a burning ambition took root within him. That's this thing. The profaned flame. Yeah, being 100% honest, I have no idea what this actually is. Like, this flame has no specified origin. It's just here. It's just here. Which, like, when I initially played this game, I thought, oh, maybe this is, like, some last remnant of the Flame of Chaos. But nah, it's not connected to demons in any way. It's just here. And it takes pot shots at you while you're crossing that bridge. Like an asshole. So, yeah. I have no idea what this thing's deal is. All I know is that it's evil as shit. And you'll find out why later. In just a moment, when we take on the boss of this area. Because, whoo boy, did that thing kill a lot of people. And why do I keep doing that? I keep hitting Y to collect items. It's not the right button. Not in this game, at least. Rusted coin, and we also get other rusted coin. Rusty Dusty. And do. Smack, for good measure. Can't do anything about it. It's just here. And it will be here for the rest of time. We can kill all of its worshippers, though. Die. Oh, and there's also a gargoyle here. That's fun. Perish, good sir. Ow. Perish. 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 Yes, very good. Heal. And death. Nope, not yet. Soon though. Death for you too. Ha, you missed. Ha. Didn't do nothing. Smack. And smack. And smack. And smack. And dead. All are dead. And now we have 2 mimics. Smack! Smack! Dodge. And smack! And dead. Oh, what'd you drop? Oh, why do I keep... God dang. Great Shield of Glory! Big shield, lots of defense, very heavy though. And smack! And smack! And, oh no! Bad, bad. Let me go, let me go. Oh, god dang it. Wow. That was tragic. Onwards and downwards. He's gonna shoot me again, isn't he? Oh god, yes. Dodge. Down here. Dodge. Haha. You missed. And smack. 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 Ow. Smack. 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 And dead. Wunderbar. And embers to restore health. And yeah, that going down that archway and just hauling ass down it is the fastest way. Oh, there's an item up there. I should grab that. I will in a sec. But yeah, scrambling down that archway like that, that's the faster / safer way to get down here. So that you don't lose as much health to enemies, so when you go to challenge the boss, which honestly isn't even that much of a worry though, because so long as you've been doing Sigurd's questline, this boss isn't too bad. Oh god, I forgot about the second gargoyle. Oh god. Oh, this is bad. Ow. Oh god. Oh, this is bad. Oh, bad. Oh, God. Oh, God. Heal. Die! How did I only get one of you? Smack! Ow. This is what is known as enemy mismanagement. There we go. I'm gonna be fully straight with you there. I have no idea how I managed to salvage that situation. But moving on. And smack. 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 Wrong button. Souls. And smack. And smack. And smack. And dead. Yay! And rusted gold coin. Ooh, and rusted coin. Excellent. Now, I believe that's all to collect within this area. So we're going to Homeward Bound. 1, to restore Estus. 2, to grab that other item. And 3, I could level up right now, I think, right? Can I? Yeah, I could, but Whatever. Let's not waste time doing that, and let's just go down the boss, because the boss is right there. Watch me instantly regret this decision. Yeah, take your pot shots, buddy. I don't care. Oni Slayer Great Bow. We'll take a look at those items in a second because they are... I don't know if I call them important, but they do have lore that pertains to something where we will be fighting later on. Possibly. Maybe. Hello! Smack! Ow. And smack. 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 I'm glad you guys don't do what the jailers do. Way easier to handle than the jailers. And far less scary. Right-o. So, here we have the boss. And assuming you have been doing... Where is he? He should be here. Somewhere. Right? Okay. Before I may or may not screw this up, let's not have a repeat of Dark Souls 1 and double confirm real quick. Right. Okay. So, false alarm. He's not out here for some reason. I recalled him being out here, but he's not. Anyways, the only thing you do have to make sure for this boss fight is that you're embered before you enter it. At least, I think that's a requirement. I'm not 100% sure. But from everything that I've seen and every time I've played this game, it's always been embering to get this to happen. So, I don't know, just get an ember if you don't have any and make sure you use it here. Because, you don't want to miss the amazingness that is this fight with... Well, you'll see in a sec. Anyways, through the fog!
Yhorm, old friend. I, Siegward of the Knights of Katarina, have come to uphold my promise. Let the sun shine upon this Lord of Cinder.
Alright, let's do this. Follow Sigurd into battle, and then run right past Yhorm. Here, grab Storm Ruler. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Storm Ruler. And proceed to the most epic fight ever. What's this not? Not doing what's supposed to do. Why not? Ow. What is that? Okay. I don't know what's happening, but my sword's supposed to be doing what Sigurd's sword is doing, but for some reason it is just not. Ah, right. Okay. You have to wait for the sword to charge up fully. Forgot about that. And... oh no! Sigurd died, I think! Oh, well, now I'm dead too. If only I was better at remembering mechanics. Okay. Don't be a dumbass like me. I think Sigurd died, but hopefully he'll be back. Let's find out. God, how do I mess up both both Sigmar and Sigurd? This is why do I have such bad luck with these quests? Or bad at God, ow! Why am I so bad at remembering how to do these quests? I dishonor the Onion Knight Bros. Ow. Whatever. I do not care about fighting you lot, so we're just gonna go past. Goodbye. Goodbye. Alright. Let's do this again. Hampered up. Let's go. Right. And yep, okay. Sigurd died. God dang it. Oh, how am I so bad at this? Oh. Okay. Anyways. If you're not stupid like me, you'll remember that you have to hold this thing for it to actually do what it needs to do. Ow. Even then, this boss fight can still be fairly difficult on its own, which, god... Oh, wow. I am now just super frustrated with myself. This is... How do I mess up both Sigmar and now Sigurd? How does this happen? Well, goes to show you should probably plan better on your Let's Plays, people. Or at least do a better job of remembering how a sword works. Oh, that's insanely frustrating, but... It is what it is. Here we go. Smack. Ow. Ow. Dodge. Charge in, charge. Nope. Keep charging. And smack. Charge. And smack. One more should do it. That is Yhorm the Giant.
Unkindled one,
Who's calling me?
the fire fades and awaits its one last reward.
Who dares summon me?
Prince Lothric is in your hands.
Where am I going?
Please save his soul.
Right. Well, not talking to you yet. I'll do that in a sec. Okay, so let's rest here now and go back to Yhorm the Giant, knowing how it steals you away from there. Right, so that was Yhorm the Giant. One of, in my personal opinion, the coolest boss fights in Dark Souls 3. If you do it with Sigurd and you are a dumbass like me who screws it up somehow. I cannot believe that I have screwed up both Sigmar and now Sigurd. And I got Sigurd killed in this fight. God, I thought I knew this fight. I forgot how the sword worked. That is immensely frustrating. I'm literally just kicking myself right now. It's almost enough to make me want to just completely restart the game just so I can get back here and redo this, but it's not worth it. Alright, well, anyways, Sigmar, as you saw, when he knows how to use the sword, and so doing it together is supposed to make this fight pretty easy. Honestly, it still wasn't even all that difficult, even without him, but, yeah, anyways, once you beat him, Sigmar will be here, or Sigurd, even, not Sigmar. God, now I'm getting their names mixed up. I'm just, Okay, Sigurd will be here. I don't remember if you always get stolen away to the priest lady after this, or if Sigurd's here, you get to talk to him. I think it's either way, you get stolen away. Anyways, Sigurd will be here, and you can have one last conversation about him with him, and he talks about how his duty was to slay Yhorm in the event that he refused to do his duty again, and because they were old friends and everything, and it's really sad. You get to share one last toast with him, and it's all sad. Of course, it's much sadder if you actually get to experience it, rather than, you know, this. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll maybe I'll like include a different playthrough actually getting here and doing this properly, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, sad ending, especially because Yhorm the Giant is a very, very sad boss. Soul of Yhorm the Giant. Yhorm is the descendant of an ancient conqueror, but was asked by the very people once subjugated to lead them, serving as both a weighty blade and a stone-hard shield. Yhorm was the lord of a land once subjugated. Now, well, I'll get into that other bit later, but Yhorm was a ruler of his land, much like many others. What? What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? King from Dark Souls 2. God, I am just terrible with names. Anyways, he was a king of his land, much like other dude. Yeah. I am just blanking on his name right now. Whatever. He was a king of his land, and he ruled over his people, but he wasn't the most respected, which is told to us by the Storm Ruler. Great sword with a broken blade, also known as the Giant Slayer, for the residual strength of storm that brings giants to their knees. Yhorm the Giant once held two of these, but gave one to the humans who doubted him and left the other to a dear friend before facing his fate as a Lord of Cinder. So, much like the King of Drangleic, Yhorm was the ruler of his land, and he was the ruler of the kingdom that had the duty of linking the flame. Now, I don't know if it was because he was a giant or some other thing, but, you know, he was basically not really respected as a ruler, which is kind of tragic. Especially because he did have the best of intentions for his people, and he did want to be a good ruler, but, you know, people would just talk crap about him, basically, and just doubted his worthiness and everything. There were only a few who didn't, and the only one we know specifically by name who didn't doubt him was Sigurd of Katarina. He was a good friend to Yhorm the Giant, and when Yhorm went to face his duty as a Lord of Cinder, he, as the description says, gave one of those giant slaying swords to the people who doubted him, basically calling them out on their BS, saying, if you doubt me so much, then kill me, which they didn't, so, you know, earned self-respect points there. And then he also gave another one to Sigurd to basically ensure that he would do his duty. Now, I know a lot of people well, it's not really a theory, kind of is, but kind of isn't. There's a going theory that Sigurd was given the Storm Ruler specifically to ensure that Yhorm would ensure his duty done as a Lord of Cinder for this, but, like, I don't think anyone, or especially Yhorm, could predict that this sort of situation that Dark Souls 3 is in would happen. Because if you remember, Dark Souls 3, we are in a kingdom, Lothric, which is interested in linking the flame. However, the chosen prince to link that flame decided not to. That's how this whole incident happened. Now, we'll get into specifically why later, once we actually meet that prince. But basically, the reason why the Lords of Cinder are back is, again, because the original person who was supposed to link the fire refused. And so the Lords of Cinder were called back to link the flame themselves, because presumably they did it once, they'll do it again. But they also refused, which is why we're here. Unkindled Ash. We're somebody who tried to link the flame, but failed. Again, I think I explained this all in episode 1. And now that the Lords of Cinder themselves has refused, we're the last Hail Mary attempt to get the flame linked again. Yeah. So, Yhorm refused to do his duty, and I think when Yhorm originally gave Sigurd the Storm Ruler, it was to ensure that he would become the Lord of Cinder for his era, and ensure that he would never abandon that duty, which is kind of tragic because that implies Yhorm had his doubts about linking the fire, or at least probably feared it to some respect, and wanted to ensure that there was a way where he would be forced to commit to his duty. And unfortunately, I don't think he ever predicted that he would be brought back to do it again, and he refused it, which forced Sigurd to keep the oath that he swore and slay Yhorm to ensure that he did link the fire as he was supposed to. Kind of a tragic way their story plays out, and even more tragic that Yhorm killed Sigurd in our battle. But, yeah. Now, we're going to take a look-see at what items we can gain from Yhorm's soul, which should give us a few more inclinations. First of all is Yhorm's Great Machete, which is a pretty sick strength weapon. Honestly, if you're having trouble deciding what you want to wield, this is a pretty fantastic option. It does a lot of damage, and it's great. Anyways, Great Machete wielded long ago by Yhorm the Giant. Yhorm once lumbered on the front lines with a great shield, but one day, in place of his shield, a left-handed notch was added to his machete, enabling the smashing technique that would become the legacy of his later years. His skill, Warcry, let out a spirited Warcry that temporarily boosts attacks and enables crushing strong attack. And Yhorm's Great Shield. Great Shield, used long ago by Yhorm the Giant, increases the user's poise. As a lord, Yhorm risked everything and fought unflinchingly as a one-man vanguard. Following the loss of the one he wished to protect, he forsook his shield.
Now, do not be.
So yeah, we have no idea who it was that Yhorm wanted to protect, but clearly he failed in that pursuit. And, yeah. Now, another thing to note is the Profane Flame. The Profane Flame was... I don't even really know what it is. I don't think anybody really does. All we know is that whatever kingdom Yhorm was in charge of, the Profane Flame appeared there. And, like, you know, did its thing. Which just, like, existing and... Honestly, I have no idea what exactly all the Profane Flame does. So far as I can tell, it was probably just taking pot shots at random passerbys, and it also just wouldn't be snuffed out. Now, obviously, it's a lot worse than that. It did, like, corrupt Sullivan when he looked into it, so it's obviously a lot eviler, but I can just imagine there's this random fire in the middle of a capital city, just taking pot shots at every passerby. It's like, oh, Yhorm doing something, and then he tried, but... you know, the flame wouldn't go out. Fire department was useless in that regard. So, Profane Flame is now in the Profane Capital, which, that's another thing. We have no idea what the Profane Capital is actually called. Maybe it was called the Profane Capital. That'd be a weird name for, you know, a city. So, assumedly it was called something else, and it's only called the Profane Capital because the Profane Flame's there. Not really important. Anyways, whatever kingdom that was... Yhorm was the ruler of, and when no other measure could take out the Profane Flame, Yhorm tried to take it out himself by becoming a Lord of Cinder and basically trying to fight fire with fire. And I think this is all described in, like, the witches set, the ones who are, like, in front of the Profane Flame. I'm pretty sure it's all described in their sets. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure it's all described in their sets. Or, actually, because does Yhorm have an armor set?
Ah, how?
He should. Where? Let's see. No, it does not seem like Yhorm has a set. Tragic, but, yeah.
Ashen one.
Anyways, he tried to fight the Profane Flame by becoming a Lord of Cinder and basically fight fire with fire, but that didn't work. That majorly did not work. You remember all those corpses that are kind of just in the Profane Flame capital and are like burnt to shit and everything? Yeah. Those used to be Yhorm's people. When he tried to smother the Profane Flame with the power of the first flame, it just caused fire to rain down from the sky and kill everyone. Tragic. So yeah, Yhorm did not have a good time, which is probably why he didn't want to link the fire again. Just every attempt, so many of the things he did just went wrong, about as wrong as they could possibly go. But now, we've put him back. Assigned to his throne, once again. Now, this is another thing, too. You see how Yhorm has his, like, face and everything? Yhorm is a giant. But if you'll remember... Oh, not this way. If you'll remember from Dark Souls 2, he doesn't look like your typical giant. Which, we know those giants still existed because we've got one right here. This is a giant from Dark Souls 2. You see how it's kind of like... It's basically got a hole where its face should be, which Yhorm definitely had a face. He had eyes and everything, and he was wearing human clothing. So, I honestly don't know what that means. My best guess is that Yhorm wasn't an actual giant like that. I think he was just a giant in terms of him just being a big dude. Like, I don't think he was a separate species from human. I think he was human. He was just gigantic for some reason. Although, Stormcaller works on him, and that's a blade that was crafted specifically to fight against giants. So, who knows? Maybe he is, like, a descendant of giants, and he's, like... Maybe he had, like, a giant mother or father, and then a human mother or father. Whichever. And maybe that's why, but he's definitely not like all the other giants that we've known. So, I don't know. I don't really know what to make with that. I think that just adds more mystery to Yhorm's backstory, because honestly, out of all of the Lords of Cinder, Yhorm is probably the one we know the least about overall. Like, with Aldrich, we know where he's from. We know the majority of his story and what he did and all the things he got involved with and why. The Abyss Watchers, we know kind of what their deal was. We don't know where exactly they were from. They sit around in Farron, but presumably Farron wasn't their homeland. It was probably just a kingdom they had recently laid to waste to. Although, considering their setup there, it's also highly likely that it was their... Well, I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, Farron could be their homeland, considering that there's also the wolf there, and they have that whole fire test thing. But it's also equally likely that Farron is just a kingdom they conquered, and they just set up base there. So, who knows? But we know their shtick, we know their deal, we know... Although we don't know any individual members aside from Hawkwood, we know their whole gimmick. Pretty much everything we could know about them. Yhorm is a mystery. The land he was in charge of is unknown. What the Profane Flame is also a complete mystery. Why he thought becoming a Lord of Cinder would allow him to smother the Profane Flame is also unknown. Just so much of him is so unknown, and I think that's mostly due to the fact that Yhorm is probably the oldest of these Lords of Cinder, I think. And also, I mean, I don't want to say anything, but I think, to me, it feels like they were going to add far more to Yhorm, and they just didn't. Whether that be due to time constraints, or just because they thought leaving Yhorm as a total mystery was better. Which, honestly, Yhorm being such a mystery is, in my opinion, actually kind of cool, because we know so much about the other Lords of Cinder, except for Ludlith. Ludlith is the only one who we know even less about. All we really know is his name. We have no idea what kingdom he's from. We have no idea what era he was from. We have no idea why he became a Lord of Cinder instead of anybody else. So Ludlith is literally the only one we know even less about, and he's alive, so that should tell you something. Anyways, but yeah, Yhorm, complete mystery, but what we do know tells a tragic tale. Anyways, we're gonna spend Yhorm's soul to grab that machete of his, Because it's a good machete.
Now,
And
so,
you know, how you doing, Ludlith?
most illustrious Lord Seeker, or should I say, Lord Slayer?
Indeed.
Fine kindling for the thrones, is it not? Each soul truly worthy of lordship,
Indeed.
and all slain by thy hand, to bind them to their thrones, even in death.
Indeed.
Oh, I have no qualms, for as we are to our thrones, thou art to thy duty. In fact, methinks thou'st helped these poor lords along their rightful path. And
Righto.
now,
Laters. And we're also gonna level up.
Welcome home, I shall speak thine. Very
Level
well,
on
then
up.
taken.
And let's do endurance. Yes, sir, Rooney.
Farewell, maiden.
Alright. Now then, what were we... yeah, let's just start bonfire. Travel. And let's go back to High Wall of Lothric. And hit up Vort of the Boreal Valley. Farron Cole. Let's do this. We have a place to be. A place to face a powerful enemy. Goodbye. I'm gonna run past these guys. And I'm gonna run past you. And run past you. I'm gonna wander our way in here. And you guys ain't gonna follow me because you're not welcome in here. So goodbye. Hello. What's up with you? Why are you all covered in blood and everything? Who attacked you?
Prince Lothric is in your hands.
Indeed.
Please save his soul. Tell him what he must be, a lord.
Based on the vows. Well, that's sad. He just died right in front of us. Tragic. Oh. A chill wind blows through. And the door is shut tight. Ominous. Oh, hello. Greetings, mysterious female. This is Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Another incredibly tragic character. We'll find out in a sec. Smack ass! First hit of the fight, smack ass! Oh no. Ow. You hit so hard. And ow. Right. I can't believe my first hit was a smack ass. That's right. So that's Dancer of the Boreal Valley. One of the most difficult bosses in the game. Well, yes and no. It's... I don't know. She's weird. She can be incredibly difficult, but also sometimes not. She's got... I think the best I've heard it explained is that she has a very weird tempo to her attacks, which can throw you off, but if you can get the rhythm down, she's not all that hard, actually. She's got a lot of delays, so just keep an eye out. And schmeck. And schmeck. Ow. Oh god, dang it. I rolled into that. Ow. She is very pretty for a Dark Souls boss. Her armor set is so cool. And just the way she moves is so rhythmic and mysterious. And Ember. There's a reason why there is a lot of fan art of her. Haha, you missed. You also missed. Suck it. Hello. Attempt numero tres. Ow. She slaps. Nope. That's the grab. She does that weird lifting up her body thing and then... Ooh. Yeah, you see that? That's like a weird delay that catches you. Schmeck. Oh god. I have the tiniest pip of health left. Heal, please. Thank you. Ow. Smack. Also doesn't help that there's so many like furniture in this room which can like screw with the camera, but otherwise it's fine. Smack. Ow. Nope. You ain't touching me. Or at least you're not grabbing me. Oh, and pulling out her second sword. And this is where the real difficulty begins. Yes, she is indeed a Beyblade. Ow. Ow. Oh, I suck at dodging. Ow, no. Backed up against the wall. Yeah. Still super frustrated over the secret thing, so I think... Not that I would be doing any better without that, but I think that's gonna contribute to how many attempts this might take me. God, I still can't believe I messed up on both Katarina bros. On both Onion Knights. How did I do this? Gotta learn from my mistakes, people. Be very careful about what you do alongside Onion Bros. Smack. Yes, indeed. Yes. Slap. Nope. You ain't grabbing me. Ow. Oop, ain't allowing that either. Smack. Ow. Bad. Oh, bad. Smack. Nope. That's bad. Smack. Yes, grab your other thing. Whew. That was close. Ow. And Ow. 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 Damn it. Ah. Trixie, Trixie. Trixie Vixen. Nah, I shouldn't call her that. She's a very tragic character. Who doesn't fight me because she wants to. But because she is forced to. Because of that asshole Pontiff Solovan. Who, even though we've killed him, his victims are still bound to his will. Honestly, between her and Yhorm, I don't know which one is sadder. Probably her, honestly. Because at least Yhorm got to call out his doubters and like be like, huh, I'll show you. But her, she's just been put through the ringer. What are you doing? You doing anything? Come on. Schmeck. Ow. And schmeck. Ow. Here again. Schmeck. Schmeck. And schmeck. Oh, I thought she was gonna... Ow. Yes, go Beyblade spinning. And schmeck. Heal. Just because. Ow. Ow. Dang it! Got too eager there. Ooh, that was a big attack. Righto. Do. I do really love the song though. It's so like, it's like haunting, but in just the prettiest way. Which, I mean, it's a given for most Dark Souls songs to have a haunting nature to it, but, you know what I mean. Alright. Let me grab my souls, please. Thank you. Oh. Smack. Ow. Oh god. That was a mistake. Heal. Ooh. Almost got me there. Smack. Run away. And smack. And schmeck. I don't know what her poise limit is, but it's very high. I know that. I can also never hit her consistently enough to build poise damage. Oh, thank God I was guarding. Smack. Oh God. Oh God. Dang it. Couldn't dodge. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, right, so taking her on with a big sword like this is also just difficult because her poise, like, it's pretty high, and it's very difficult to get enough consistent hits on her, or big hits, to trigger her getting stunned without also, like, not killing yourself. So it's a very difficult fight for my kind of character specifically. Which is fair. Every class should have at least one or two bosses that are very difficult for them, for balancing sake, and try to encourage experimentation. Of course, you can just be like me and decide to do it with this build anyways, because it's fun. Because if you're like me, then you know throwing yourself at a brick wall is a joy in its own right. Oh, hello. Smack. Yes, I smacked you in your butt cheek. Smack. Ow. Oh god. Ow. Ow. God, timing that is so hard. Smack. Oh god. Yeah, please. Oh god, I can't even see. Smack. Get the quick hits in. Oh god. Right. Forgot about that. Back up. Ow. Oh god. So close. Come on. One more hit. Nope. Oh god. And strike. Yeah. Woo. Oh, that boss is so difficult. Oh, thank goodness that's over. Bonfire! Whew! I'm like shivering from an adrenaline rush there. And there got really tense. Righto. Well, why don't we discuss about the tragedy of the dancer now? So, Soul of the Dancer. Soul of the Dancer, the Pontiff Solivan bestowed a double-slashing sword upon a distant daughter of the former royal family, ordering her to serve first as a dancer and then as an outrider knight. the equivalent to exile. Yeah, so the dancer used to be the daughter of a royal family, and if you'll remember a commonality about royal families in this game, they're generally related to gods somehow. The dancer is no different. The dancer is believed to be a descendant of Guinevere. And the main reason why that is... I don't think it's in... Is it? Soothing Sunlight. Yeah. Special miracle granted to the maidens of the Princess of Sunlight. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all, bestowed their blessings on a great many warriors. So there's this. You get a Guinevere miracle from the dancer. And then you can also pick up the dancer's enchanted swords, which are a really cool dex weapon. Another great dual wield. Only requires a little bit of intelligence and faith, but honestly, if you choose the decrepit like me, you already have the stats needed. Paired enchanted swords that Pontiff Sullivan bestowed upon the dancer of the Boreal Valley. These blades, symbolic of the dancer's vows, are enchanted by dark magic in the right hand and fire in the left, mirroring the Pontiff.
Treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy. She is much like thee.
Yes, I will. I am always loving the firekeeper. Anyways, it's not in that. Then there's also her armor set, which is also really cool. Where is... Here we are. Dancer's crown. Crown worn by the dancer of the Boreal Valley. The mirage-like aurora veil is said to be an article of the gods, permitted only for the direct descendants of the old royal family. So this helmet, this is also why people think she's a daughter of Guinevere, which is
Ashen One, be sure.
even more tragic. And I mean, it would fit, considering that Pontiff took over Anor Londo, and he already subjected Gwendolyn to being devoured by Aldrich, and locked Yorshka away in her tower. So any other remnants of the old royal family, it would make sense if he did similar things to them, which is just tragic. Yeah, out of anyone in this game, I think Pontiff Sullivan is just the biggest asshole, and I'm glad we get to kill him.
So
Begin transposition, and Dancer's Enchanted Swords. Yes, sir. Righto. All that's left to do is level up.
Welcome, speak. Very well, then take...
And we level up endurance to 25 because that's a good place.
Ashen One, may I pose thee a question?
Indeed you may.
Has the little Lord Ludleth spoken to thee of any curious matters?
What do you mean?
I sense that he possesseth some knowledge of a thing once most precious, or most terrible, now lost to the firekeepers.
Indeed.
Pray tell, is it a matter of which I should be apprised? Ashen One has us of a pray.
No idea.
What may the
Let's go see if Ludleth knows what she's talking about. Hello.
aha, so most
Nope.
treat
He doesn't
that
seem
she
to.
is much.
Oh well. Anyways, I think that is where we're going to put an end to things here for today. Next time, we're going to head back on to the room where we fought the dancer, and we're going to get that ladder that was sitting behind the old lady, at least. And, yeah, we'll have further areas to explore, and I'm still so miffed about screwing up Sigrid. How could I do that? Alright, well, anyways, thank you guys for joining me on the journey so far. Leave a like and a comment down below if you've enjoyed what you've seen here. And I will see you all next time. Peace out.